Hello, how's it going, everybody? Welcome in. Happy Thursday. We're back. It's been 87 years since we last had a Stargazers session. Oh, my bones have become decrepit. I don't know how to DM anymore. Hello. Today, just so you guys are aware, we are down a player. They're feeling a little under the weather, but hopefully they get better very quickly and will be able to join us next time. In the meantime, we still have 3. We're going to continue with this session. And yeah, hopefully they're not too integral to too many things today, so that they don't feel too left out. With that said, I also will need to let everyone know, and I'll go over this once again with my players since I'm muted for them right now, that the 2024 rulebooks are out. The 2024 rulebooks are out, players' handbooks. I have not touched it. I've just cracked open it today and read like a couple passages. Rules will not be changing immediately. I must read through everything to make sure it's all in line with how I've homebrewed things and things are still balanced and making sense. Moreover, when I do start making the changes, you guys will be notified of them. And of course, we'll do them piecemeal so that there is a smooth and easy and simple transition to using all of the abilities and all of the new stuff and all of the old stuff that has changed around. But yeah, that's about it. Man, it's been 2 weeks and I've forgotten how to do housekeeping. Housekeeping. All right. With that said, let's go ahead and just get our players in here, so that we can just talk to them and go over everything with them as well. Shall we? We shall. Hello. Howdy.
Hello. Loud. Wow. Hello.
Hello.
The energy.
Hello.
I didn't change any volume on my side. I don't know what happened there.
It was just very boisterous.
Nice.
I wasn't expecting it.
Your voice was just louder, but I don't think the volume was louder. You spoke.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
There's some oomph.
Yeah. So, just a little bit of housekeeping. I was just going over it with the audience real quick too. The 2024 rulebooks are out, as you guys know, because I was looking up some stuff with you guys just now. We're not making any changes, and when we do make changes, everyone's going to be notified of them. We're going to be making changes piecemeal, so that it'll be a smooth transition, and of course, everyone's going to be on the same board with everything, so that, we're changing rules about races, which are now not heritages. That's the thing I use. What do they call it in this? Species. If we're changing from races to species, then everyone will have those changes flipped at the same time for the game, etc., etc. For now, we crack on with the same rules, right?
Mm-hmm.
With the same rules.
That was a good effort, dude.
I don't know.
That was a good effort. I could feel the thought process there. I did the accent, and your brain went, "Ooh, that sounds fun. I want to try it." And then you try it.
That was exactly the process that went in my brain. I was like, "What if I gave it a try? That sounds like fun."
All right, just gonna crack on, mate.
That's right, mate. I can't do it.
That's what they say. Oh my god. Don't choke on your spit. Jesus Christ.
Oh, yeah, please don't do that. Anyways, guys, it's been 2 weeks.
It has been, lucky for you. I have a recap.
Oh. I've
Do we
also
usually
heard
do-
that Forlorn has recap. Who will fight
Oh.
for the recap?
I don't have a recap, but
I relinquished control of the recap.
but do we usually do recap first, or do we do intro first?
What's intro?
Yeah.
What do you mean by intro?
Due to the dynamic,
Dynamic nature of tabletop gaming, viewer discretion is advised.
So close.
Do we do that?
Yeah, it's
that
so
one first, or do we do recap first?
I feel like we do the that first, not the
Yeah.
recap.
We always gotta give a disclaimer first.
Yeah,
Ah.
that's the word I was looking for.
Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready for this?
I'm so ready. Give me that disclaimer, baby girl.
Due to the nature of tabletop RPGs, the topics that may be discussed or played in these games are not suitable for all audiences. The level of content maturity is considered 16 plus, and your discretion is advised.
I'm clapping, you can't hear it because of my noise gate, but you can hear it when I'm talking at the
nodding
same time.
approvingly. I look like a proud dad.
I've been practicing this since the last time that I tried it and messed it up.
Definitely didn't write it down today or anything.
Oh, I wrote it down for sure, but I've been
Oh.
practicing this.
Okay, I guess we're doing no and today.
And
Due to the nature of tabletop RPGs.
we already.
All right, Shell, you said you got a recap for us.
I do.
All right, what you got?
When we started last time, we wound up updating Xenika on what we found out about her sister, including what Ryia found in her journals, in her sister's journals. Darwin wanted to look into rock bottom, so we go to the sky layer to stake out his stores. There were like 3 of them, I think. We only went to 2. At some point, like, Xenika was also trying to, like, call or text rock bottom to poke him that way and give him, like, some update on, like, what's going on with the sister, and also ask, like, hey, what the fuck? Like, if he knows anything. But he ends up blocking her. Darwin tries to do some hacking shit when at the first store. Ends up getting tracked, so Ryia fries his phone with a shocking grasp. So we have to get him a new phone. In the middle of going to the next store, Xenika gets a call from her brother that Yara is being moved. So we head back to the hospital, like, stat. I think she calls a Justin Dinglehopper, who has the worst name in the world, works with the Galen organization, and asks what he thinks might have gone down. He said money moved her, but firmly reassured her that, like, she was in the best of hands. Xenika asks what she can do. He suggests finding a hacker. She asks what to look for, and he says information. It's very vague, but he also stresses that this is, like, super big money that she's dealing with, and she should be smart about how she handles this. So it's late, we separate, go our, like, own ways, and then convene at church, at Xenika's church. But when we go there, we get really uncomfortable and anxious. The orb, I think, is trying actively to get away, I think. And we try to push through it, and we do. Xenika then has, like, an out-of-body experience toward the end where she sees everyone kind of struggling through prayer. And there's, like, a dim and gentle blue glow around them, but only she can see that, I believe, in her, like, astral projection kind of state of being she's in right now. And that's where we left off, I believe.
Mm-hmm. You are totally correct.
Yes.
The astral projection bit, just to clarify, is still all in her own head. She's not actively, like, her soul hasn't left her body. This is like
yeah.
the overactive imagination kind of deal, right?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Bless.
I'm choking on my own spit. Like
I
was
told you
not
not
to do.
to. We all went through this.
And also, just to recapture where we are in this scene, like you said, the four of you sitting on these carved wax pews, in Xenika's eyes, in her mind, are alight with this very dim, gentle blue flame, and all around you is filled with like wavering candles, all gathering to create a sea of red, orange, and yellow fires surrounding all of you in this church. With that said, please take a point of inspiration for that recap, and let us begin. You guys are in church, very uncomfortable. Xenika, you are currently trapped within your own mind. Darwin and Shell, do you guys have anything that you want to do right at this moment?
I think if we're still at like the end of this prayer, I think we're just kind of like going through the service as normally as we can. Or at least I am.
Yeah, I would say Darwin is too. Darwin's not really religious, so I think he would probably not have bowed his head or had his eyes closed during this entire time. And he's just kind of looking around and so not like enjoying the sights per se, but kind of just like very inquisitively looking around because out of curiosity.
You guys can see almost all of the people that are sitting around you, especially the ones that are like in the same aisle of pews and behind you. You guys can all see, like, during this prayer, they begin to take out their own sticks of candles that they have, and all of these candles are like various shapes, sizes, colors, but it's notable that they all have one. Xenika, as you are within your own mind right now, you can hear like the muffled voice of this outspoken prayer going on. It's very like it's very in the background. It's very like, you don't have any idea what's going on. It's very much like this, right?
Like
almost
hearing things underwater.
Basically, yeah. It's very much background, except it's just as loud as someone is talking to you, like right in front of you. What do you want to focus on here?
I think she wants to like look around this space and kind of get a feel for it, like seeing everything engulfed in fire and then her section kind of in blue. Is it just her in blue or is it all of us in blue?
All four of you.
Okay. What does she see when she looks up at the main altar?
As you look up at the main altar, past the like blur of candle lights and flames from your angle going straight up and just a couple steps at that angle so everyone can see, there is another like it's almost like a small torch. Torch maybe still be too big. It's very much like a candle light. All of the flames around you are about that size, but it's like if someone took maybe like 10 wicks and put it together.
Okay. Is she able to move in this space?
As you're trying to move, it feels very gummy and sticky and very much like you're underwater, but there's so much pressure around you from all sides. Going up or down, gravity doesn't have any bearing here.
I think she'd get up if she can and make her way to the front of the church.
Okay.
To whatever kind of symbol or effigy or whatever of Oba near the front.
Okay. We can call this like part of the ceremony then, right? Let's call this. I would like you to make a Constitution saving throw or a Charisma saving throw.
Yeah, they'll be the same. Let's go with let's go with charisma, I guess.
As you embody yourself again, the easiest path to move in this space is back towards yourself. You can feel your body moving, and as you make the gesture to get up from the seat, you get pulled back into your body, in your own mind space. It's almost like muscle memory that you remember the acts and the actions, and just before you get up, the crowd all murmurs under their breath with the priest up at the front, amen. And other people also begin to start getting up. As you're making your way up towards the front, you can see other people have their candles ready in hand. You would also have one available if you'd like to take it out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what are you looking to do at the front of this space?
So I'm back in the real world now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What is the general action that everyone's doing with their candles? Are they seeking to light them somewhere specifically, or...
Oh yes, sorry. You would definitely know this procession. After the main sermon and the prayer, many people like to take their candles, which is their like personal, something they can take with them as the iconography of the religion, right? They take it up to the front, and the first few people use them to create a like small fire, almost like a bonfire made of like several candles. The fire will be used to melt and re-wax and recreate candles, and everyone takes a new candle home at the end of the ceremony. For you, you would understand this is like everyone is working together to, nobody is in this alone. All the strength of one also enhances the strength of another, and you work together to create a great change. And whatever change is necessary, you're renewed at the end of it, whatever that means to whoever is taking these candles home, right? So you being the first would have your candle made as one of the few last ones, since your candle would be used to start this small bonfire.
She'd probably go through the motions, but then like step back to the side and just kind of watch everything, not necessarily going back to sit down.
Okay.
Um,
As you stand off to the side, a few of the others who gave their candles for this small fire join you off to the side so that they can also take their candles home at the end of this procession. You can feel that tug again. In your own mind, it's pulling at you. But you have control now. You can choose to let this go or stay in control.
I think, given the circumstances and where she is, she'd let it go. Gotta have a little faith.
So, just to clarify, you are allowing this to pull you. Yes?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you stand up and await your candle, you know it's going to be a while. Darwin and Shell, you see Xenika walking up, definitely a little, not thoughtless, but maybe a little more on her mind than usual. It may be part of the ceremony, or it may be that she's worried about her sister. There's a lot going on, and very little context. You guys don't know as much about the rituals of Obaism. What do you guys want to do here? The priest has also mentioned, if there are any newcomers, you are welcome to be gifted a candle as well.
Personally, I don't think he cares one way or the other about the candle, but if Zen is going up, I think he'd go up with, not to be suffocating, but like, I guess, because I don't think any of us feel very good, and especially her, and in case she gets woozy or some shit. Don't want her to, like, I don't know. It's hard to explain.
Have you guys talked this
I
feeling out
worry.
with each other?
Huh?
Have you guys talked about this feeling with
Nope.
each other?
No, I
Nope.
just think it's like she's obviously not looking well.
So you want to be right next to her then? Is the impression?
Not,
you're
I
getting?
don't have to be up her ass or anything, but I want to be like close enough because I'm like expecting her to like, fuck, I don't know what it's called.
Like faint, maybe?
Yeah,
Pass out?
something. The vapors. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need a fainting couch and someone to loosen my corset. Is that
Yeah.
what we were saying?
So the as the ceremony's proceeding, you can definitely see the like standard action of this ritual is for people to go up, have their candle melt very quickly in this makeshift bonfire of candles, and then the wax is like dripped into like a bowl which is like being stirred, and all of this wax mixing creates like a candle underneath it, and they take this candle and sit back down. So, to reiterate the question with this context, would you be standing next to her after you get the candle, or would you sit back down?
I think I'm staying kind of close-ish by. I'm not like super stressed about it or anything, but like kind of just in case. Like, you know, whenever you notice your friend is starting to feel kind of gross on a walk or some shit, and you don't want them to like be too far, just in case they need you, kind of thing.
Yeah. One of the why is officer the only word I can think of? It church officer? No. One of the like church workers, like officiates, comes not that high.
Like altar boy sort of thing.
Yeah, kind of. They're just like church workers. They come up and whisper right beside you. Is there anything that you need help with, or anything I can do for you? They're just checking in to make sure you're okay. It seems like you've done something a little awkward and weird, but they're after you let them know, you're just making sure your friend's okay.
Yeah, I'm here for
off.
support.
Yeah, they move off and understand and go back to cleaning up the sides that are not occupied at the moment. Darwin, what are you doing?
I have a quick question before.
Yeah.
So I have some sealing wax with me. Would it be considered like blasphemous or sacrilegious to
Use that wax?
use that wax?
Absolutely.
Oh man.
That's a completely different kind of wax. It's gonna fuck up the entire mixture.
Okay. Darwin will definitely not be doing that.
Okay.
But he would like a candle just because he sees everybody else getting one.
Yeah.
And he kind of wants to be part of the group. And as like a sort of motion of social anxiety, he stands with Shell and Xenika because he just doesn't want to be by himself sitting around.
When you get up to the altar, you gesture and the priest whispers in front of you, "Are you new to the church?"
I am. Yes.
Welcome, and I hope that our light has given you new direction. As a gesture of your welcoming, please take a candle. You'll be forever welcome in these halls.
Thank you. In maybe the most awkward way possible, and Darwin will kind of like not know what to do, but sort of just bow his head respectfully, and take. Are they just candles just for the taking?
So everyone's like melting their candles over this fire, right? And it's all dripping into this bowl that's being mixed. And underneath the bowl is like a little mold that is making the candles. So when you come up to get a new candle, they're just putting in like extra wax to melt, and then yeah, so that everyone's candles are mixing together to create these new candles that are representative of community and working together.
Yes.
So as you take this candle and stand off by Xenika, you guys do notice that there's a few eyes that are like, what are these guys doing? But you guys aren't making any hostile moves or gestures, so they kind of just look at you, but they're not, no alarm bells are ringing. Xenika, there is a pull, a tug at your mind as you let this thing, this idea, this feeling take you as you're standing. And I think in this moment you close your eyes as you begin to see the lights again in front of you. And almost as a new person comes up to the altar to get their candle remade, the blue lights that encompass you guys are almost flickering away as they're approaching. Almost like there's a breeze that is drawing them away from these approaching lights. And as the candle lights of red, yellows, and orange stop, there is a suspicious calmness as your blue lights flicker and waver in place again. Can you please make me an Arcana check or a religion check?
Oh boy. Let's see.
Oh no.
Will you use the power of studying, or will you use the power of your own religion?
It's gonna be religion. Oof.
What you
Alright.
don't understand is why your flame is blue. When you have been worshipping Oba almost your entire life, and as you're peering at yourself in that moment, there's a waft or a strand of air that you can see that connects you to the orb in your bag. And it's connecting all of you guys. It's so faint. It's almost like in a cartoon how they depict a smell in the air. It's so ethereal.
Like a tendril almost stretching.
Yeah.
That's
You-
sick.
You can stay in this moment, or you can come back into your own body.
As a player, I kind of get what's going on. I'm just trying to figure out if she'd figure that out. Not based on that religion check, that's for sure.
Maybe do a intelligence check or religion check or something.
No, I just did a religion check.
Yeah, I know, but I
Um,
just mean if you're struggling roleplay wise, sometimes that helps me.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you want to do like a self check-in right now, we can call that we can do an insight. We can do an
An
insight.
insight?
Yeah.
Okay.
How does that how does that work exactly?
What?
Like a self religion check?
Oh, I mean, but I do things. It's when I roll for if I'm gonna puke or some shit. It's mostly for story stuff that has absolutely nothing to do. It doesn't change anything, so it doesn't matter what happens. It just sometimes helps me dictate how I'm going to react if I'm having trouble deciding one way versus another.
Yeah.
So in this case, you have a 10 insight, Xenika. Whatever that means to you.
It means nothing to me. It just means okay. Still in this mind state, she's probably gonna take a moment and touch her holy symbol of Oba and say, "I'm sorry."
What is your holy symbol?
Isn't it like the flame in a chain bowl?
Necklace?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. As you're reaching out for the necklace, you can feel yourself grasping it, not with your hand, but with the idea of you're reaching out for this in your mind. At present, you actually don't feel your body. It's almost like Phantom Limb, but you can also see yourself grasping at this necklace. And as you do, once again, you don't feel your hand with a physical touch, but you can sense a burning. It's getting very hot.
I think she can't really put into words what she thinks is happening, but she knows that there's been some sort of transgression for things to be the way they are. That's why she feels like she needs almost to pay a penance for something that she isn't entirely sure what wrong she has done. So even though it burns, she's just gonna keep holding on to the symbol.
Transgression is a strong word.
Yeah.
It's a very good descriptive word. Can you make me a perception check, Xenika? Wow. Okay. I think in this moment, you become clouded in your own mind. And as you begin thinking of what are these things that are happening, why is the flame blue for me? What is the wrong that I've committed against Oba, against this religion this is the only one that you know and follow. You know there are other religions out there, but this is yours. What have you done? And you don't quite know. As you begin to go down this spiral of thoughts, you unknowingly drift back into your own body and begin to feel the heat in your hand. And it's when you begin to feel the heat in your hand, you realize that it is actually searing your hand. When you take notice of this, Darwin and Shell, both of you can smell burning meat coming from Xenika. Very faint smell. You can almost see the lines coming off of her hand at her chest.
Can I try to rip her hand away from whatever it's at or wherever it's at? I don't really know what she's doing. It's just
Yeah, I mean, you would have seen her clutch something at her chest. You would assume it's either her clothes or a necklace that she wears underneath. Right? You'd be able to see that. So
okay, could I try that?
You can try.
Sorry to be aggressive.
Oh, go for it.
Be
What
aggressive.
would I do?
Be aggressive.
Athletics, acrobatics, strength.
How would you respond to this, Xenika? Shell is reaching out and trying to grasp your hand away from your necklace.
I think she's too far into her own mind at the moment. Even if she's coming back to her body, she's not particularly aware of what's going on. So this would be basically a surprise attack.
Yeah. So Shell, you grasp her hand and you pull it away. Xenika's hand comes loose, and the necklace falls back onto her. As you can see in her hand, there are red marks caused by the symbol at her neck.
You need to take that off.
What? No.
Okay, enjoy your 3rd-degree burns. Throw her arm down to her side.
Well, I mean, it's resting on clothing. Am I still feeling the burn on my chest, or was it just in my palm?
It was just in your palm. You're smart enough to think maybe the direct contact is what's doing it.
She kind of looks down at her hand and the pain is registering, but she doesn't quite understand.
In this confusion, there's more. As you can feel a surge. It's almost like when blood rushes back into a limb. You can feel it passing through the stages of your arm in a very tight segment. Not even your whole arm. It's passing through as if there's something inside, going to your hand. And those red marks begin to fade and cool. And it's gone.
Do I get the sense that it's a different energy that has caused the healing?
Make an Arcana check.
Nice.
Whatever.
The non-magical character.
Whatever is going on, there is some magic afoot. What you can sense is because your characters never really had a direct one-to-one connection with Oba, right? It's
No.
always through this religion. So there is this almost powerful religious effect that you can feel. It's divine. It's not magic in the sense that you feel when you pick up items or when you're looking at people fighting. It's different. And it's not even just the sense that it's healing or restorative. It's weird. You wouldn't even place it as divine magic as you know it now. But that's the closest thing you could relate it to. As
kind of like. Sorry,
go ahead. You go ahead.
Just kind of looking up and like looking around. Like, have we unintentionally made a scene?
Unintentionally, yes. As you snap to and look around, your friends have been more preoccupied with your well-being, as the priest seems like has been calling out for you to pick up your candle for maybe like 15-20 seconds. Xenika, please, come.
She'll approach, but looking down at the candle, she hesitates. She'll pick it up and look at the priest. If I might, when the service is over, I would like to talk.
Of course. Not a problem. We will always make time for one of our own. Please, take a seat. The morning sermon will be over soon.
Does the candle affect her in any way?
Nope.
And she will take it and she will go sit down.
Sit with.
Darwin obviously follow.
Xenika, you no longer feel the tug. It seems to have subsided for now. Everything around you is almost back to normal. There are, of course, some people that you guys can feel the glance over at because of, the hiccup up at the altar, but it's negligible. Weirder things have happened. Yeah, go ahead.
I think she'd look inside her bag, just to check on the orb.
It's, of course, still swirling with that, cutting wind that you can see. If you'd like to use your detect magic to sense the color, you're welcome to do so.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm just looking for it.
Oh.
Where did we put this?
It should be under one of your features. Do you not have a spells page?
Not an immediate one, no.
Okay.
Hang on.
That's all good. It might also just be one of your pips.
It's not.
That's weird.
Let's see.
I feel like I set you up with a pip.
I got him.
I like being weird.
Yeah, I don't have spells as far as I can tell. One sec.
Yeah, because you don't really have spell slots. You just have
A spell.
uses.
Yeah, no, I don't have anything set up.
Hold on. Let me look at your sheet real quick.
Unless I'm blind.
I mean, I'm seeing it in your features. Do you not have an action associated with it in your actions tab?
I don't think so. No.
Yeah, there's no tracker. Okay. Well, I mean, you have 2 uses. I know that for sure.
What do I roll for it?
It's detect magic, so like you either take 10 minutes, or no, it's a minute cast, so you just have to take a minute to cast the spell.
Alright, then I will take a minute to cast the spell.
Right. Wait, hold on. Let me look up detect magic. Detect mage. Oh no, it's an action.
Oh, sick.
It's an action cast.
Yeah, it's identify that takes some time, isn't it?
Oh yeah, that's the one I was just reading. I was like, okay. Where did I read this? Yeah, so you just quickly cast detect magic to check up on the orb. You can see the swirl of white and black that you saw before has changed. The black has much more consumed the white. It's about 70-30.
Oh, shit.
We don't have anyone with divine spells. What did we pump into it? Were we just putting leveled things, or did we actually put spells in?
You're saying we, but Shell really was the only one pumping spell slots into it. But yeah, they
It
were.
was the royal we.
Yeah, they were pumping in just raw magical power, which is spell
just
slots.
like
So
all of
nothing
my
with any
juice.
sort of. Okay. Okay.
Nothing with any specific stank to it.
Okay. Xenika is kind of at a loss, but she will mention to the others that the magic inside the orb has shifted, and the darkness is overtaking the light magic.
Okay. That's a development. I'm unsure if that's a good or bad thing.
Zilla, I'm gonna message you on the side, and you can shut me down if you want, but I've got a question.
Okay.
Darwin doesn't understand magic at all, so this just means nothing to him.
Wait, no, I think it is a bad thing. I think it sort of got clarified that the white was like divine magic, and the black was something not so divine.
The black was unconventional magic, so the category is still kind of like effluvious to you. It's still kind of unknown.
Unconventional magic.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why I said that, because I don't know any magic, so... I said it like I knew something, but I don't.
You have, you've sent me the question, I have received it, you have no way to confirm or deny this, so I can't answer it for you.
I'm trying to think like the best way to approach that, if she would even have an idea of that.
I mean, your character can have any idea that you want it to. I literally can't even say if it's related or not.
This is me thinking completely outside the box, and if it is, kudos to you. If it's not, then eh. I'm trying to think how she would come to that kind of knowledge. If it is correct. I don't know.
Okay, well, give me an Arcana check. We'll call this a DC 22.
Ooh.
Jeez.
Because it's
22. I have to get it. I have to get a nat 20 to make that work.
Literally do,
hell yeah.
but it's not impossible.
But it's hard because it's such a reach, you know.
Yeah. All right.
I believe.
Gotta believe.
I don't believe.
So close. That's 2 and 2 together.
So close.
Immediate
Not even-
80
not
from
even.
Shell.
All right.
Are you okay with me spitting this idea out?
You're allowed to.
Because I don't know why you asked in private in the first place.
Well, because it was so out there, I'm just like, I don't want to waste people's time, but at the same, like, I was trying to figure out how the best way for her to potentially reach that knowledge.
Okay. Yeah, Xenika, you have this approach, maybe this hint or an idea. Nyx, as you last remembered them, you took them out into the free lands and watched the brightness of the moon, unclouded, unhindered, and unfettered by anything. The shattered celestial body in the sky as it beams down this gentle hue of yellow. And you consider a connection with the moon, light and darkness. Could this be related to moon phases? You have no idea.
She's just gonna make a mental note to check the orb daily to see what the percentage is. And yeah, she'll put her hand on the orb just more as a comforting gesture for herself and wait for the sermon to end.
Place your hand on the orb and you feel that gentleness, that calm, serene, quiet, cool, but almost like having a lukewarm shower. It's cold to the touch, but warm when you get used to it. There's this almost underlying energy that is relaxing. As you all wait until the sermon ends, many people begin to walk out after the sermon and all of the rest of the talk, and people begin to get up, start talking to each other. Xenika, your family immediately comes looking for you and finds you. Your mom and dad, of course, just like come up to you like straight into your vision and give you a hug. Not really necessary for them to introduce themselves, but of course you know what's at the forefront of their minds right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think both of them give you a hug, and it's your dad that chimes up to say first, "Glad that you were able to make it home safe. I hope you're getting some sleep at least."
More out of exhaustion than anything, but
I call that a win.
I just wish I knew where Yara was.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Though I asked a friend and they assured me that the kind of money that would be needed to move her like she was, wherever she is, she's getting the best of care.
I hope that is true. I would rather... Well, I think it would be better to just wait and put my mind to other things. That is all I can do. Well, you're with your friends, and welcome to the church, of course. Is Mingo? We're going to go.
We need to discuss something with the priest.
Oh. You all right?
Yeah, something's come up with the cat, and we're trying to figure it out.
Oh, I knew it was Demon Cat.
It's not demon cat.
What do you mean?
Just-
It only likes your mother.
Tends to like me too, sort of, kind of.
Why doesn't it like
mean-
me? What did I do?
I don't know.
Demon.
Are you loud around it?
Demon.
Not. Just. I think she was hurting quite a bit.
Oh. Lesser demon.
A third demon?
He smiles as you chuckle.
Her demon soul.
Anyway, yeah, we just need to ask the priest some religious-based question. I'm hoping they can give us some sort of answer.
Yes.
The
Well.
knowledge is kind of. I have a feeling it's much older than any of us.
Demon.
Actual literal demon. This
No,
cat.
I mean before the gods as we know them. Maybe there was something before.
Oh. Origin demon.
Cat is not a demon, Dad.
Demon. There's no other explanation. I'm going to get away from this. He takes your mom into, like a one-armed hug, holding the other side of her shoulder, and she seems to be a little too emotional right now to speak properly, but they both give you a wave as they walk out of the church.
Are the twins with them?
Yeah, it seems like the twins, they're not causing any kind of a ruckus. They like wave at you at the the doorway. But yeah, they didn't. It seems like they're not in the mood either for any kind of shenanigans.
Okay. She'll wait back. And yeah, she'll wait patiently for everyone to file out before approaching the priest again.
The word I was looking for was narthex.
Narthex?
Yeah.
Oh, huh?
Hello?
Oh,
What?
Bless you.
is this not a common word? It's basically
No.
like, you know how
Like
some
a
churches are so
dragon's-
big they have like a room before the main room? That's a narthex.
Isn't that just the... I always assumed that was like an atrium.
It could be called an atrium as well, but it's like, yeah, it's
The
narthex as well.
is an architectural element typical of early Christian and Byzantine basilicas. How would we know this?
Yeah, what the fuck?
I learned it somewhere. I thought everyone knew this word.
How would we know an architectural element from
Listen.
typical early Christian and Byzantine basilicas?
Listen, I don't
Okay,
assume
um,
anyone's intelligence. I just assume everyone knows the same things I do until I'm told otherwise. I just
Okay,
assume.
I've been to many
stupid.
churches in Europe. This is the first time I've heard this word.
They're at the entryway of the church. And they wave at you.
Okay.
Interesting.
God
Learned
damn it.
Something new today.
God damn it. Yeah. Make me a charisma check. And I would like to ask
Oh,
if
fine.
Shell and Darwin are interacting with other people, or you're just being cold and silent.
I'm being cold and silent, personally. I'm being attentive to this conversation, if I can, but, like, I want to
I'm
be
not
quiet.
trying to be cold and silent. I just don't know anybody and kind of just don't want to talk to anybody else.
I sniff
Is that-
the candle.
Is that cold and silent? I don't know.
That's confused and lost.
Yeah, it's just not like my environment, so I don't know really what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Darwin,
I'm just trying to
and
exist.
Shell, both of you are paying more attention to Xenika just to make sure that she's okay. People are coming up to both of you guys to greet you and welcome you guys into the church. People are like, "Oh, you're new here. Welcome. Thank you for joining us for First Light." But you guys are just making it super awkward for them, and they just end up leaving because they don't.
Wouldn't ignore them.
You said cold and silent.
Yes.
You said.
Unless you by default, yes. You didn't say if people were talking to us.
I would say that like
the
Darwin would
complete
still be
situation.
sort of like
Yeah.
not sociable, but like like return conversation, like basic conversation.
Wallflowers.
like- Yeah, it might like fizzle out a little bit because he just doesn't really want to continue something beyond like small talk.
Yeah, it would all be very much the same. Oh, thank you. We're just
Peacing
here
with you.
to support our friends.
Yeah.
Support our friend or whatever, and have a nice day, etc. Oh yeah, thank you. We're just here to blah blah blah, and just rinse and repeat.
Not like standoffish though.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know, canned response after a certain point.
But more like, yeah.
As you guys give them these responses, they eventually just sit in the silence for a second and say, "Okay, well, thanks for coming. I'll see you guys later," and walk away. Xenika probably being, someone that people actually recognize in the church. Have a lot more people crowded around her now, just making general conversation, catching up, making small talk and all of that. But you eventually,
She's doing her best.
yeah. You guys eventually peel away, as Xenika mentions. We have to go talk to the priest about something, but thank you for she's just giving her goodbyes. As you guys walk up and greet yourselves. So you are looking to have a conversation. Is this a confessional or something else?
It's something else, but I suppose privacy might be in order.
Okay. Would you be able to at least tell me the nature of this conversation?
She kind of like leans in close and like trying to cover it. We have come into contact with an artifact that we could use some help identifying its origin and the energies that are contained within.
Oh, so cursed item?
Not necessarily cursed. I think whatever curse it might have had has already been triggered, but I don't know. It's strange. There's almost a combination of energies inside, divine and something black that we can't really figure out. And there's some sort of association with the moon. But
I apologize. Items are not really my specialty. You might want to
Do you
talk
know
to the
who-
bishop.
Is it hard to talk to the bishop?
Usually, yes, but it is First Light, so they should be. I would say they're in their preparation room at the moment.
Perfect. Where's that?
We usually don't let people who are not working for the church know. That is private. But I could see if he has a moment to speak with you.
It would be much appreciated.
Of course, of course. Please wait here a moment. Happy first light.
First light.
He goes off and comes back about 10 minutes later with the bishop. I don't think you've ever met this bishop before, Xenika. Even though you've been to this church a couple times, it's not your local one. This is just like the mega church that everyone kind of comes to for first light. So it's kind of hard to say if you've met every single staff member. This bishop you definitely haven't really seen before. He seems to be wearing like the traditional garb, but it seems like this bishop likes to wear sunglasses.
Oh no.
Motherfucker, no.
No.
What you guys are saying no about?
If it's who I think it is, I'm not gonna be a happy camper.
I'm in a similar boat. Oh no.
I'm laughing to myself.
Your laugh.
I'm laughing to myself.
Would these be red tinted sunglasses?
Oh no, these are pitch black sunglasses.
Maybe not my former demon.
Is he hot?
Okay.
I'm just gonna say yes. I'm just gonna say yes.
Fuck yeah, brother.
Hell yeah.
He's got those. He's got like those. What do you call them? Like glasses ties that go at the back. And they almost look like beads.
Yeah.
Like granny glass.
Yeah. But the beads are much larger and made out of wood.
They're like rosary beads.
Yes, very much like rosary beads, exactly like that. And yeah, he comes to all of you guys, and the priest gestures, please, you may follow him over to a private room. And as you guys go over, there's like a little table and like teacups that are empty, but set up in case you wanted to drink something. He begins to he puts a kettle over onto a nearby counter, and he asks as he closes the door and locks it, as all of you guys are sitting inside. Now, what may I help you with?
Fuck.
Oh god.
Xenika wouldn't know this, so I can't incite him off the bat.
If you want, you can always incite someone if you want. But like, what are you trying to incite is the thing.
Is he trustworthy?
Do I get the ick?
I feel like the ick is really something only you can decide. Make an insight check
think
for
I do.
trustworthiness.
Ick check?
Insight.
Just a general weird vibe.
Yeah, insight check.
Weird vibe check.
19?
I'm waiting for Rochelle and Darwin to see if they
Or
have the ick.
checks?
Yeah.
Darwin's just glad to be here.
Darwin, you don't know what's going on. This guy has a really thick southern accent. Shell, you do not get the ick. Okay, this man is beautiful.
This
Xenika,
man is beautiful.
while you are wearing, he doesn't seem to have any like ill intent. He is curious about why, one of the priests asked to meet with you about just a magic item, because that usually is magic item stuff, and like curses can usually be done by like the lesser priests who know those spells. So he doesn't understand why he was asked to come meet with you. But yeah, he's just kind of confused. There's no ill intent behind his words, even though he does maybe sound sleazy.
Sure. Hate you for this. Okay.
I love me for this, just to put that out there.
Yeah, Xenika would bring out the orb and explain, we came into possession of this item.
And initially, when it was touched, an entity kind of possessed our friend Shell here.
I'll
but
do a
then,
two-fingered salute.
and
Possessed.
when I brought
Oh.
my Tressum, she felt a pull towards Shell, and whatever the entity was jumped into her. And after
Excuse me.
after some shenanigans, at which point we took her out to the freelance to out from under the dome to look at the moon, and appeared she had another entity inside of her that was regaining its memory. She has since been sucked back into the orb, and now there's this swirling, what we can only assume is divine light mixed, divine energy mixed with this darkness. We're just kind of at a loss. We don't know how to get my Tressum back, and we don't quite know how to help this entity.
Have you tried to identify the item?
Yes.
And what were the results of that?
I can't remember what the results were. Were they just inconclusive? Like, we're seeing divine and darkness that shouldn't coexist in one space?
Identify was actually never used.
Mother.
Previously, when the orb was empty, it was just considered non-magical. So, Identify was going to be used this way. You haven't used it since the energy went back in. You've only used Detect Magic.
Would you be able to identify it?
I could, but again, this could have been left for some of the lesser priests.
But, well,
I'll
I
pay
think
you.
this might be. How good is your? I'm sorry, we never introduced ourselves. I'm Xenika. This
Oh.
is Darwin and Shell.
Nice to
Hello.
meet you, Father Jacobin.
I need you to spell that out for me, please. Thank you.
It's like Jacobian, I'm guessing. Well, we seem to have some sort of connection with the moon, and if I'm not... As much research as I've done, I don't know much of the gods before the ones we have now. Was there ever a goddess of the moon?
How much are you looking to go down this rabbit hole?
All the way.
I think we're already in over our heads. Might as well follow it to the end.
We're free falling right now.
Hmm.
There's no way out.
That's
We're headed to the bottom whether we want to be or not.
We just...
So can you help us?
1 second.
No worries.
I have to look something up.
No worries. Take your time.
Okay. What else? Is there anything else that you could tell me about this? Because this really seems like something that could have been handled I've got a large summon to run.
Like, she shows him the orb.
Yeah, I mean, he's seeing it in front of him. Like, he's just...
Like, can you explain how two energies like this can coexist in one space? It seems like the darkness might be taking
wait.
over the light, but...
Two energies? I thought you said
Yes.
it took over.
No.
No. When she was kind of sucked back in, there were two energies, a light and a dark. We figured that the light was divine, but we're not entirely sure what the darkness is, and
I see.
honestly,
Now it's starting
and-
to make sense.
and it seems like there's been some fluctuation. The other day it was more 50-50, but today the darkness is more 70-30. I don't know if it has any correlation with the phases of the moon. I know it's a long shot, but I honestly don't know. I don't know if the darkness is just taking over and the divine energy is dying. I don't know.
How much do you know about recorded religious history? Specifically from around 500 years ago.
Can I do a history check?
Hmm.
You can. I'm not going to tell you the DC, though.
Okay.
Can we try?
Yeah, you guys can try.
Yeah, that's about what I expected. Nat 20, no. Oh, I mean,
Oh,
almost a nat 20. Like, still a really good roll, even if you don't get it.
That would be outside my realm of expertise, I'm afraid.
Darwin, as Father Jacobin is referencing 500 years ago, you know that this is probably in reference to the events of the Illithid Wars. There was an event that took place in which the gods of old were reaching out towards this world, and whatever was happening in the intersection of them reaching out and this world fighting for itself, the new gods that you know now, 5 gods of Phandara, had interceded because the old gods were not helping, and in order for them to restore, repair, and continue the world, they had to cut off all knowledge of the past. In essence, he is talking about an event or a categorized idea called De Oblivati Mori. A forgotten god is a dead god. So anything that was related to any religions or gods of old has basically been wiped clean and erased. You might find trinkets here and there, but no way of relating them or correlating them to anything that might be considered from the old gods. There is a real lack of information about history and religion starting from 500 years ago. We know there used to be old gods, but as the passages go, they were unhelpful. And the 5 gods we have now are the ones supporting and allowing us to thrive here on this planet. So, my question to you is, why bother with them? you think this is related, that might be. But as far as I know, through Deoblavati Mori, they're cut off, so they wouldn't have any power here.
But what if this artifact is imbued with something related to one of those forgotten gods? Wouldn't this be a conduit to bring them here? Or
That
maybe
sounds
they never
like
left.
trouble.
It may be.
A few new gods taking over the place of the old gods who were always here. Feels like, to me, the sound of some kind of old blood retribution. And I don't want any religious wars to stop because of this here ball. So I'm gonna delightfully decline your consideration for whatever this object is, considering the information you just told me. I quite like it here.
Can I do an insight on him again?
No.
What are you trying to garner?
Is there more to his, like, what he's saying about he likes it here? They're more like selfish reasons why he wouldn't potentially help us.
Oh, he's saying he likes the planet. He likes not being in war.
He knows for a fact that this power is from like an older source, like an older god, and he doesn't
No,
want it to
you
clash
guys are
with the
telling
newer
him
kind.
that.
Uh-huh.
We don't know. We're trying to
Right.
find answers.
And
It
he's
is-
just trying to say that, like, I don't want the older powers that be to clash with the newer powers and start some
Yes.
sort of holy war. Okay.
Mhm.
If you like had a spot in some place and then someone just kicked you out of it, would you be angry about that? When you were always there? When you want to kick them back out?
Mayhaps. My
So that's
question
what he's
is,
saying. That's what he's
What
saying.
if it's not? Right.
Now,
The thing is that we don't know if it's an old god or a new god.
You don't, but this is based
don't
off of
really
the
know what
information you guys have said.
Mhm.
And Xenika is saying this might be related to the old gods, and he's saying, "No, thank you. I don't want
Yeah.
anything to do with that. I like Oba.
So-
I like it here."
What would you propose we do?
Well, there
If
is
this
this
is what it
guild,
is.
if you're looking for more information. They are not religious, but they do research religion as part of their whole shtick. They're called the Unified Pentadeific Astrology. They, look into everything that happened with the five gods and everything that happened before, too. So, if there are any, informations on Pantheons prior, you might be able to get something out of them, but most likely, as I've heard it, it's hard to get anything out of them unless you're a member. So, good luck.
Appreciate it. That's a lead.
Out of curiosity, do they take non-magical members?
I don't believe so.
That's unfortunate.
You'd best
Well-
be talking to them, though. I'm not part of their guild, so I couldn't tell you for sure. Now, if there's anything else... No. Alright, well... I'll bid you a good day. Happy first light.
happy first light.
He clicks the button on the kettle so it stops boiling, and unlocks the door and walks out of the room.
Well,
It's something, I guess. But I almost feel like we might want to have a one-on-one with Oba at some point.
how would you go about doing that? Just call up a god?
I mean, they're more present than the old gods were.
What about these candles?
Candles are a symbol.
Hey, Mr. Man, you present?
Oh,
No? See, I don't think that's gonna get us anywhere.
No, I think we'd need a cleric or someone completely devout who could commune with their god.
This is someone who maybe had just left the room.
I don't think I don't think the priest, the bishop's gonna do anything to help us, based on what we told him.
I don't think any cleric of any god would, thinking about it, because no one's gonna want that if they're that devout.
Unless they want to prevent a religious uprising.
Prevent
Like-
or start?
Prevent, like, would knowing that an old god still existed, like, that's not going to instigate necessarily a war right off the bat. It's more,
You might.
you might. I mean,
You know, we just need to be very careful about this. It's also bigger than I think a lot of these people expect, I guess. So, like, he's just one man, right? I don't know. This is some big shit.
it seems to me that the best way to protect against something is to identify it and know about it going in. Like,
Could I go and get a scroll of identify? Would that help?
Yeah, you could definitely buy one. You
I
do
can use
remember.
those,
Yeah, you do remember that when the orb was identified previous, like way before everything, that there was a lot of restriction, and the spell wasn't actually doing what it normally is supposed to.
Never mind then. I want to say we might be better off going to, like, that guild or something, but also I don't want to risk this information falling into, like, the wrong hands.
I have a not good feeling about that guy that we just met. That he's gonna perhaps tell somebody.
I don't know if he would. He seems to not want to mess with the status quo. Or
Right.
be involved in anything in that regard.
But if he thinks that we're going to perhaps accidentally even stir things up, is he not going to try to get rid of us?
Not everybody wants to kill everybody, Darwin.
I just want to donut somebody, okay?
He's a man of God.
I'm just kidding. But I am suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
I am suspicious.
So, you guys are in this private room off to the side of the church. What are your next steps?
What are your thoughts? Guild or no guild?
I think guild.
That's like
Fair.
our only lead, right?
At the moment, I have no way of finding my sister. My parents are off kind of healing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But they don't take non-magical folk, right?
That's fine.
You only know what you've been told. Like, they might
Yeah,
take non-magical folk. This guy's not part of the guild, so he doesn't know.
Oh, that's true.
He doesn't
go.
know.
Yeah, it could
If I
be
can,
naked.
if I can, I'd join any sort of research guild. Would be right up her alley.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is the most researching of guilds, but they strictly only research like what happened to the old gods. That's like the only thing they really are interested in.
Does I don't know if you can answer this or not. Does magic and religion kind of butt heads? Are they at odds?
It depends on the
normally
context. Like,
tend to be.
magic is a thing that just exists. There is, like, religious magic that it can be used, right? So there's religious power.
Right.
So you have spiritual energy. You also have, like, natural raw magic that comes from innateness and from the world. And then you have the arcane, which is, almost like engineering magic into whatever you want it to be, right? So you have these schools. Now, when you say magic, if you're talking about the thing, that is just like a neutral thing that exists. So if you're talking about magic as like a way of life, yeah, a lot of religious places don't like how a lot of magic is used. So it depends on the context of what you're trying to ask.
I see.
It's not like wizards just innately hate clerics, right?
Okay. I'm picking up it down. Yeah. It's sort of like that's sort of what I was thinking, but also like magic is more like science oriented. Like religious
nay.
magic is more like faith based.
Magic is more like the air you breathe. It's just there. You can use it for many different purposes and harness it in many different ways, but it's just there.
I see. Okay.
Like, science is science, faith is faith, magic is magic.
Right.
I see. Okay. Thank you for the explanation.
All good. So we have 1 vote to go to the guild, and 2 abstaining? Is that what I heard?
No, I want to go.
Oh, so
I also
2...
want to go. Yeah.
Oh, all of you are going to the guild. Okay. So then when we come back, we will go visit the Unified Pentadeific Astrology Guild.
Okay.
All right.
All right, let's take our break, and we'll be right back, folks. Bye, 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 bye.
Boy.
And we're back. So you guys wanted to go to the Unified Pentadeific Astrology Guild Hall. Let us go. Let's go. Don't mind the name. Oh, they can't see it. Perfect. That's exactly what I want. Hell yeah. Generic guild hall page. So you guys come into the Pentadeific, Unified Pentadeific Astrology Guild Hall. This place is shaped like, imagine like a spider's web, except there's only 5 slices of the pie. So it's like a pentagon, but the edges are like concave on the building. You see that same symbol of the pentagon with the edges of it concaved in towards the center, above the door, as that is the symbol of the guild hall. You enter in, and it's like this almost blindingly white room, like super clean, smells like a hospital. That's how clean it is in here. And there are like incense and like jars on the wall, and like tablets with inscriptions and scribblings, and like herbs in jars, and like it feels very holistic in here. There's a person in a white suit that walks up to you to greet you and says, "Hello, how may I greet you today?" What kind of information are you looking for? We post our studies quite regularly. All right, could you be more specific? Oh, no, our research has shown that the moon has never had a god. I mean, we are always researching. You could, of course, just look up the public record that we post, but yes, if you'd like the detailed records and research, you'd have to be a member here. It depends. Are you looking to become a researcher or a teacher? So, a researcher. Well, we are always short on those, so of course, you could fill out an application if you'd like, but she looks you up and down and purses her lips. I don't see you being accepted. Money? Right. You look like someone who doesn't make enough for the membership. 50,000 a month. The receptionist does look at you, Shell, and goes, "I would be happy to give you an application, sir." I mean, she's looking at your guys' clothes, you know? You don't look 50K a month clean, you know? Some standard things, general information, and the application does ask you to sign a contract that you'll be paying for a 1 year. And if you were to break the contract early, then there will be a charge. It depends on how early you're breaking the contract. If you were to break it halfway through, then roughly, I'd say 200,000. Like I said, I don't believe we would pass your application. Am I not assisting you well enough? That depends on the questions that you have. Of course. Something I've told you that does not exist. So, it seems I cannot help you. That's quite all right, sir. And she takes the application and immediately puts it into the shredder. You can hear the just the light buzzing. Now, if you're looking to research something that doesn't exist, as a member, you are very welcome to do so. As long as you pay the membership cost, we will be able to provide whatever we can at the membership level that you sign up for. It doesn't exist to our knowledge, but we're always researching. And she gives you a smile. We never rule out the possibility of it ever existing. Okay.
No. He just said not to call him, basically.
I mean,
That was before we paid him. Or before he thought we paid him.
we could also say something along the lines of, knowledge being gatekept behind a fee is rather closed-minded, and if they are people who truly seek and yearn for knowledge, they would see the error of their ways.
Shell just gives him a look like, what the fuck are you doing right now? We live in a capitalist society.
We live in a society. But we can use that as a way to look down upon them. And perhaps
And perhaps all wizards at that point.
all wizards. I don't know. That's my input.
I think we're at SOL on this one.
How much would a vehicle capable of driving out in the freelands be if I were to buy one? Where could I buy one?
It depends what you're buying and who you're buying it from. Generally, fossil fuel based vehicles are kind of looked at as collector's items at this point. So finding one in good condition will probably have a much higher price than a normal lift car.
Mhm.
But if you can find a junker, more power to you.
Yeah, I think tonight or something like after we're done doing this, I'll look into getting one. Or at the very least, window shopping online.
I would like everyone to make a perception check as you
No.
are in this place, conversing and already making different plans.
Oh lordy.
I want to use my inspiration.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll worse or barely better. Worse. I'll take the 6. My passive is better than that.
Lordy.
You.
There are some really unique things that are adorned on like the shelves and behind glass cases upon the walls of this place, and it really seems like they're wholly embracing like non-scientific medicine as well as researched medicine to create the aesthetic of this room. Beyond that, you can tell there are ingredients here that are magical and non-magical, but your attention is elsewhere. Maybe coming back here at another time will help you research more of these things. So for now, are you guys going to get a membership? That is the question.
No,
For now, I
Okay.
don't think so.
All right.
not for 50k a month. That's ridiculous.
And the Vegas cancellation thing, I don't like it. Like, it's really annoying.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. It's the cost of research.
Also, I didn't like her pretentious attitude.
Sure.
You don't know how real the situation is right now. To the actual research world.
I try to do my research.
Very, very close to home.
Yeah, so you guys leave for now. What are you doing now?
Still kind of like noonish, right? Or something like that, a little bit later than that.
I mean, you guys have plenty of the day.
Damn. Shit, I don't know what else needs to be done right now. 'Cause half of what we're doing is waiting. I mean, I guess I could shop around for cars now.
Yeah,
No one's
because
doing
we're still
anything
waiting
else,
for the museum exhibit to open.
Yeah.
And it's a Sunday, so I don't need to be at the office.
True.
Though she probably should check her emails.
You have,
I would,
as
I
you
would,
finally get to check your emails, you have 0 from the office.
That's unusual.
Very.
Xenika looks at Darwin and says, do you have any emails?
I was gonna check my emails, but I didn't want you to hit me.
Why would I hit you?
I would also check my emails.
Darwin, you have also 0 emails from the office.
We should probably go to the office and check.
Is it because it's a Sunday?
That usually doesn't matter.
Okay, let's go check that.
Okay.
I'll drive.
Are you really?
Sure, I've got.
Oh
a
wait,
car.
no, you bought the trolley thing. Okay, so you're good actually.
Wait, doesn't she have a car too?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
car
I
that
do.
goes on the trolley, like, it goes on the tracks.
So-
Ah.
having a car is nice because, you know, it's private and you guys can like do your own thing while you're driving around. But you also have to remember this place is like mega huge. So if you didn't have the trolley pass, it would be really hard to get from point A to point B, even in like a day. The trolley
Yeah.
has like its own rail system, so it's really easy to just shoot on that super fast and get places within like still not as fast as the train, but you can get to the office in like 2 hours. As you make it back over to Barksville, you head to the office and there are people in the office. Some people are actually, you know, working. It looks like they're working on tasks that have already been approved and cleared. Other people are just kind of sitting around, nothing to do.
Hold on a sec.
Zenik would ask Darwin, is it normal for people to be just sitting around here doing nothing on a Sunday? We're not paying them overtime right now, right?
Are you asking me, the DM, or?
I'm asking Darwin.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
No. I don't believe that they should. Well, if they're in the office, they should be working, but
Origin on
They-
them.
they're just sitting around.
Some
let
of them
them
are just
get away
sitting
with
around,
that.
Is there work to be done?
You get back to your terminal just to check in on what's going on. They've had no leads. And it looks like they've had no leads since Friday.
Interesting. Is this because I'm not sure, like no leads from any source, like any corpos or any like
Yeah, it looks like,
personal leads or anything?
it looks like nothing's come in. Some personal ones, yes, but here and there, but it's like nothing compared to what they normally get.
Weird.
This is pretty out of the ordinary as well. Even if it is a Sunday, you know, some people would still be working and following up on leads.
How do we get them more leads?
We kind of just have. We just go by, I guess, word of mouth, but people usually contact us for leads. So the fact that we don't have that many at any given point might be a little Odd.
So what do we do? I can handle the day-to-day, but like I'm used to going off of message boards to find jobs. I'm sure that's what these guys are doing too, but
Am I able to go through my terminal and maybe look up some of the previous leads that we've had that are like repeat customers and find their contact information?
Yeah, you want to just like follow up with them and see if they have a job that you guys can take and stuff?
That's exactly what I'm getting at.
Okay, so what you're asking right now is you want to work on a Sunday.
I mean,
Yes.
we could leave it until the Monday, and if no leads start coming in on the Monday, then we can start reaching out.
I just have to make sure, because like, if you're starting this, it sounds like you're gonna do this for a while, because you gotta search through all of these files, right? And then contact and see if there's anything. So it doesn't sound like this is gonna be a one contact deal.
I mean, we can also get people who are sitting around to help. Contact your previous leads. See why they aren't contacting you right now. Follow up.
Boss, I've gone through them all twice.
And what did they say?
They don't have anything for us right now.
Anything lighting up the message boards?
I mean, I'm trying. Pulling at threads, but I never even had used to go on here.
What's your search range? Are you looking outside of Barksville?
That's usually the only place I look.
Well, let's try expanding the search.
What, to include Barksville? I don't think people here have enough money to pay us. No offense.
No, I mean outside of Barksville.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've already searched all of it.
All of New York again?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's why we have our own database, right?
What about
What
the
are
sky
some-
layer?
I don't have very many contacts up there.
Well, maybe it's time to make some.
You think I haven't?
I don't know.
I get that you're doing the boss's job, and no offense, boss, but I'm doing my job.
Okay.
I liked my job. I want to keep my job, but right now there's no job to be had.
Well, keep doing what you're doing and hopefully something will come in.
Yeah. So I didn't mean to go off on you. I'm just... This is frustrating me too. I don't know what is happening. He gives a big sigh and just goes back on his computer and like starts flipping through tabs, like trying to find any new notification.
Do you have any contacts at any of the other agencies?
I mean, yeah, but
Are
they're
they dried
not
up
usually
too?
going to give us work.
No, I'm just curious if they're drying up as well.
I could ask my friend, but yeah, I mean,
I just want to know if they're struggling just as much as we are.
I'll let you know what they say.
Appreciate it.
What about some of the jobs that we previously would not sign off on?
So the hyper-violent ones?
Are they all just hyper violent?
That's the only thing that you really said, like, this is a hard no. That's the only ones that you were telling me was a hard no. Some of the ones that are possibly violent were okayed, and some of the ones that might or might not have violence were okay. But the ones that are definitely violent, you were like, no, these are not going to be on the table. So those are already filtered out.
I see.
The violent ones.
I don't know. I don't know if my.
Shell craves the violence.
What is Shell doing here, by the way? He's just sitting in the.
Yeah, he's probably kicked back on like someone's chair, like thumbing over his pad, like looking at local listings or some shit for, like gasoline cars, basically.
Yeah.
I like.
You always
I like to
see
think
on their
that,
desk. There's like a Generation 6 very common 3P on their desk.
Where?
Just at the desk that you're sitting at.
Oh, okay. I rolled my eyes. Amateurs.
Sorry, were you gonna say something,
too.
Darwin?
Yeah, I like to think that Shell sees the uncertainty in Darwin's face and just kind of whispers, "Do the violent ones."
Like, why are you no, accept every job. If you're desperate, you can't say no. It's that easy.
Not sure if they're quite desperate yet. This is just unusual.
If you're bored, just say
You're
yes.
bored.
If you're
What
bored,
more to do? Like,
just violence.
just accept the damn things. Like, nobody's gonna. Like, they don't have to do it, right? Like, you're not holding a gun up to their head saying you have to do this job. I'm sure, like the proper people will be doing it.
Based on maybe previous excitement when Bob Anthony was here, you'd know, Darwin, that most of your staff would probably be on board with a very violent.
They would be on board with it.
Yeah, because they were already doing them. You're the one that stopped doing them because Bob Anthony was still signing off on them.
I think
You're making a snap decision over a weekend.
Oh man, I don't know. I would definitely confer Xenika on this, because I'm tiptoeing my own moral lines here.
She gave her opinion though, right? She said probably wait till Monday, and if it's still fucked on Monday, then look into something else.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yes,
Because it's only been like the 2 days, so
right.
hopefully
Okay.
something comes up, and if it doesn't, then we can revisit the hyper-violent stuff.
Yes, I would trust Xenika's counsel.
Okay. So you're not working on a Sunday. Got it. Shell, give me an investigation check as you're sitting in someone's seat on your phone looking for gas cars.
Okay.
There is currently an auction going off at a police compound. There is a gas car available for auction, but it is an auction, so it could be real low or real high, depending on who or what is there. It looks like a standard sedan.
Okay.
And by
That's not
standard,
an
you mean
online
automatic,
auction?
right?
What do you mean by automatic?
Just trying to think if Shell would drive stick or not.
Stick doesn't even exist
You know
anymore.
I do, baby. Is this an online auction? Or
no,
is
it's
there an
in-person.
online option? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
When is this? How far away?
It's hold on, let me measure. It's about 400 miles away.
I'll keep looking.
Yeah, it's in Uptown, so wouldn't be too far.
Yeah, but when is it?
In a couple hours.
Okay. I'll think about it. Are there any other listings, or was that the only one I could find?
That's the one you could find right now as you're just like here scrolling.
Okay. Anybody want to go to an auction?
Got nothing better to do.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we should probably get going. I don't know how long it's gonna take us to get there, and it's about 400 miles away, so if you're not going to sign off on all this shit, and
Not
you're gonna
today.
twiddle your thumbs until tomorrow, then
Mhm.
let's go.
Yeah, you attach your car to the trolley and make your way over to Uptown. There is like a series of attachments and detachments as you're like flung from one trolley to another to give you the fastest route up towards Uptown. And you make it over to the auction. There are like a number of things being auctioned off. A lot of them are just like mundane things, like here's a wallet we took everything out from, you know. Just like some real dumb shit. And the car is the last thing up for auction. It seems to be like the big the headlining auction item for this police auction. The starting bid for it will be 500. We'll see how many people bid on it. Are you guys interested in anything else at the auction though?
Is there anything actually cool?
Make a
Are there any
fate
3Ps?
roll. Oh, make a fate roll.
Fate? I don't
Uh-huh.
have that.
Roll me a flat d20.
Okay.
Yes. Leave it up
I
to
am
chance.
simply an idiot. A 12.
There are, but you already own the ones that are on auction.
That's not new. I look completely unfazed, like I expected that much.
Yeah.
Just generally,
Are there any books?
There are definitely tablets.
Are there tablets on 3Ps?
No, I'm looking for
No.
the paper things.
Yeah, there are no paper books at this. You would expect paper books to actually be at like higher priced auctions. Paper is a little bit of a it's a little more rare. Like you can get it, but making paper books is definitely more of a specialty thing now. Like a collector's edition is paper. All right.
Is there any tech that's like at a...
Yeah, I mean there's a couple like used phones here and there, but nothing special.
Used phones are like what quality? Like, are they the fancy pads that I have, or...
Definitely lower. They're like mid to low tier.
Burner phones, I guess.
Basically, yeah.
I might be interested in one or two of those mid-tier phones.
Are you saying you're going to bid on them? Because if
Yes.
not, then I'm just gonna move on to the car. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
What kind of
Yeah,
phone
go
are
ahead.
you looking to auction? Are you looking for the low tier or the mid tier?
Maybe the mid-tier. I'm gonna go
Okay.
for the mid-tier.
Ew.
So there's gonna be 3 phones available. This is just gonna be a bundle. It's starting at 200 credits.
Yeah, I would put up 200 credits. I would raise. I don't know how to. They do raise my paddle. I don't know how they do it. In this
Yeah, you
auction.
just raise up your hand. You just raise up your hand.
Okay.
Yeah, and they say starting bid 200 credits right there. There's someone that raises their hand immediately and says 500.
That is immediately out of my price range.
Damn, that sucks.
I
Just
just
go to a pawn shop, dude.
yeah.
God damn, these fucking pores.
I I'm not even smart enough to have knowledge. Yeah, I don't raise my hand, but I also mean mugged a person that raised it to 500.
Yeah, you look at them. They seem like a very nerdy individual. They have like the very thick rectangle rimmed glasses,
Aw,
bug teeth out, freckles,
baby.
the like single hair that they can't, the cowlick that they can't get down is just like sticking up. Someone outbids them 550 and they raise their hand immediately again and go 750.
I hope this kid gets it.
You don't have to wait for my man.
You don't have to wait for my
This is all
response
he
because
has.
you don't have to wait for my response because I was already out of the 500.
Eventually the kid does win it after bidding up to 1550 for the phones. And that will be all. The car begins the bid. I forgot what I was gonna say. Like
500?
2,000, 500? Okay. We can start.
500. Nice.
Okay, let me just make a roll real quick. You immediately go in for the 500. There are several people who like immediately raise up, and it gets to 900 very quickly.
1,200.
You go to 1,200. There are a couple people that go silent immediately, but another couple hands go up. 1,300, 1,400.
1,600.
Someone chimes in and says 2,000.
2,500.
Going once. Going twice. 26. 2,600 to the gentleman over there.
27.
They mean mug you just as Darwin mean mug the nerd from before.
Bored about it.
Going once. Going twice. Sold for 2,700. Congratulations on your new car.
Woo. Thanks. Where do I get the keys? How do I,
Oh, so since you won, you basically just like talk to them after the wrap up, and then all of the winners like talk to an officer and they'll like trade information and then transfer money and then you get the car.
Okay.
So the process does take a little bit because they are actually giving you like title and deed to the car. They're giving you full ownership of this thing. So it's a bunch of filling out paperwork. Do you have 2,700 credits on hand, or are you charging this to your card?
I have it on hand, but I'll charge it to my card because why not?
Okay.
Get those points.
Yeah, I've got 6.8 on hand. Not crazy, but it's something.
It's something.
My
Your
coffers
transaction
are running
goes through.
low.
Your transaction completes. And they hand you over the key fob to the new car.
What color is it?
Silver.
Okay, well that's fine.
All right. So how are you getting it back home?
I'm gonna roll something. D2. One is Xenika, 2 is Darwin. I toss Darwin my regular keys. And I'll just drive this thing home.
You're driving.
I guess. Wait, could I tow it? I could just tow it.
You could just tow it.
Yeah, I'll just get it towed.
Okay, good. Because you were about to drive for like
Yeah.
8 hours in that thing, and that car doesn't.
Yeah.
That car's not a lift car.
That was
Yeah.
a smart decision because I also don't know how to drive.
So you pull up the Caldwin app and ask for a temporary driver who can deliver your car home. The fee to get it from there to your house. Are you gonna put it in your penthouse? Or you're just gonna have them park it like in the garage?
I mean, probably in the garage.
Okay. Um,
Probably
Uh,
next to my, like, where I keep my regular car parked.
the fee for this is going to be 100.
Oh, that's fine. I'll take it out of my wallet.
Yeah, you just like thumbprint the transaction, and they immediately charge the 100 to your wallet, and yeah, the car will be delivered to your home. You guys still have the rest of the night if you guys want to do something. You just want to drive them
Oh,
home?
well. Huh?
Do you just want to drive them home at this point?
Could do that, yeah. Unless they have something they want to do first.
Not particularly.
Nope. And
Not long for the ride.
okay. Yeah. Yeah, we can do that then. Drop off everyone at home. Go home myself.
Who are you dropping off first?
I'll drop off Darwin first because I think his home is like literally right here, right?
You guys are in
Wait.
Uptown right now. Darwin's
Yeah,
home
that's
is in
true.
Barksville, and then Xenika's home is in La Barberine.
How far away? Let's see, where's Uptown?
Your penthouse is in the business circle.
Okay, I think Xenika first.
You drive Xenika home, casually taking the trolley over for most of it, and then winding through the neighborhoods over to her apartment. As you guys get out, there is a tuxedoed gentleman that is just standing in front of a place that doesn't look like it requires suit and tie. And as soon as you even like take a step out of the car, Xenika, they look over towards you.
Do I recognize this person?
No, not at all.
I'm gonna head towards my apartment.
You close the door and head the few steps on the sidewalk, and they call out to you. Hello, miss.
Do I know you?
I don't believe so, but I believe I know you. You're Miss Ailo, is that correct?
Yes.
I would like to ask you to come with me. We have private matters to discuss. And I believe you would be more than happy to see someone you've been looking for. He's obviously trying not to make a scene.
Can I insight him?
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, he's definitely trying not to make a scene, but he seems to be alluding to something that you also know.
May I ask who sent you?
I could tell you in the car, if you're willing to join. If not, I'll take my leave for the night.
You have to understand how strange this looks.
Of course.
You haven't introduced yourself. You're asking me to get into the car with you. I don't know you. You're alluding to something that I can only hope you're alluding to. What assurances do I have that you're not just gonna drive me to the middle of nowhere and kill me?
None. If I were to interject, though, to make an argument for myself, if I were going to do that, wouldn't I hide out inside of your home?
From a crime perspective, that would seem a little bit, less favorable, I suppose.
I only need an answer, Miss Elo. If you are not feeling safe, I understand. And I'll take my leave.
One moment. She's gonna take a look at the license plate on the car and text it to Darwin and say, if I'm getting into a car with a strange person I don't know that may or may not have information about my sister. If I go missing, this is the license plate of the car that I got into.
I mean, I'm with you right now, right? Can I?
No, you're
Can
not.
Yeah, I thought we were all together. I mean,
You guys are still in the car, and she's
Yeah,
like
yeah, I
in
was
front of
gonna
her
say,
building. So you guys
yeah.
you can't really hear her, but you can still see her talking to this guy.
Can I
Alright,
just- I'm gonna text you back.
I'll ask quickly, like, can my friends come with me?
I'm afraid they will not be able to.
Right.
This is a
Alright. So
private
she
matter.
proceeds with the text message.
Is this something that you want to go through with?
Given everything that's happened recently, if they know where Yara is, I feel like I have to take that chance.
This is such a high risk. Like,
By the way, I didn't want to interrupt what you were asking for. The plates on this car are paper. They're brand new.
Joy. I could actually text Darwin. Where is the car in relation to their car?
would I know that?
It's like probably a couple cars like behind on the sidewalk.
Mayhaps we could follow
I was
them.
gonna say, like,
oh, no.
tail me. And she'll get in the car.
Hey, you just texted Darwin this though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't let you know
But she wants.
what's going down. Yeah.
Oh.
You get into the car, Xenika, and
Xenika will like share location with Darwin as well on her phone, just to be safe.
the guy like opens the door for you into the back seat. Doesn't look like there's any funny business back there. And as you get in, he does look in and ask, I understand your suspicions, but your friends, if they're going to follow, make sure they do it discreetly. If they're obvious
She
about
nods.
it, then we won't be able to reach our destination.
She nods and texts Darwin. Just don't be obvious.
Oh, he's nice though. He's like, you can do it. Just be discreet.
Yeah.
He closes
I
the
get
door.
it.
Shall know about this.
He closes the door, gets into the front seat to drive, and he asks, would you like to make a call? Now that the door is closed, he speaks a little more casually. Not casually, but a little more out in the open. Your mother and father are being driven to the hospital as we speak. I've gotten confirmation on their pickup.
Then I'll just meet them there.
Very well. Would you like to watch something? Starts pulling
No.
out of the drive. As you wish.
Thank you.
Let me know if you'd like anything, Miss Ayla.
May I ask? Did Rock Bottom sent you?
He did.
Glad to see he got his head out of his ass. Do you know anything about his relationship with my sister? All right. Do you know, has she woken up yet?
Apologies, but I'm merely here to drive. I don't really know what the situation is. Though
Understood.
I do hope for the best, considering our location. Oh, sorry, considering our destination.
All right. I'll let you drive. Do you have a name?
Winfrey.
Winfrey. It's nice to meet you.
Wish it were under different circumstances.
And she just sits back and lets him drive.
Yeah, it takes a little bit of time before you get onto the next trolley as Key attaches his car to it. Shell, as you're driving, I need you to make the stealth check.
Oh.
If you're following me.
Yeah, I'll follow. I was told to. Oh god, oh please. Okay. Not bad. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You follow them all the way to the closest pillar vader where the car gets in. And it looks like they're going to go up to the skyline.
Okay. That's fine. Up we go. I'll ask Darwin, like, can you check in, see if she's still doing okay? I'm not gonna text and drive. Also, I'm not in your chat, so.
Smart. I will do that. Yeah.
Xenika would text back and say, yeah, I'm fine.
She's okay.
Cool. Onward.
You make it up to the sky layer and begin to follow this car again. Up until you reach this hilly area, there is a gated area that is over to like the northwest side of the sky layer in Koftura. And this section seems like it requires some identification to get through. The car that you're tailing obviously enters without a problem. They begin driving off into the hills in a round one until you can't see them any longer.
Okay. I think I'll have to stop.
I was just going to ask, would you like to run through the gate?
I'm not gonna be illegal and obnoxious about it.
Oh, now you
If
have
I'm
morals?
gonna be... No, it's not that. It's
I'm just kidding,
it
I'm
would
just
be
kidding.
So out in the open.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be illegal.
I mean, Shell's a
gotta
high
be-
roller.
Oh man.
Like, what kind of security does this gate have?
I call it a gate, but it's not really like a structure. It's one of those where there's like a guy in a booth, and there's just
Mhm.
like an arm that moves up and down, right, to let you through.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe
I should
let
call
her
it a
know
checkpoint. That's what I should call it. Sorry.
Hmm.
that. Is there no way around it?
Not that you can see.
Okay, yeah, then I think this is it.
How do they know what cars are just by license plate? Do they do it?
I mean, there's a guy in the booth.
Yeah, they do an ID
Yeah.
check kind of thing.
Oh, like they actually stop you?
System.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
I see. Never mind.
but I have a feeling though this means that we're close to wherever they're supposed to be. So maybe let Xenika know and tell her to keep us updated.
Yes.
Let's
I
go
will, I will
find
let her know
Xenika
that
first.
we've just been stopped at the gates, or we haven't approached the gates, but we're in the area.
All right.
Xenika now being fully detached from the party. Does that make you more anxious in the situation? How do
A
you
little.
feel right now?
Like, she's keeping it cool as best as she can. She knows
kind of where she's going, or at least she thinks she does. The fact that they've said that her parents have been picked up as well. I think she's just gonna ride this out.
Yeah, you are driven through the hills. There's a point where you like go underneath into like a tunnel that's going through some of these hills until you reach this. It's like a chateau in this like opening that is like by itself. It's not even gated because there's just like hills around. No one can fucking go anywhere without a car. And there's this massive procession with like 2 drives. It seems like one to go in and then the other side is to leave. It rounds out at the like fountain before the steps leading up to the front door. And you can read in like a gold plate with like white font on the front that's digitally emblazed on there. Care and personal hospital of the Batim family.
Alright, they've got their own fucking hospital.
Well, that's good, I guess.
You
He cares.
You are dropped off at the front door. The door closes behind you of the car, and they don't drive off until they see you walk through the door. So, question is, are you going to leave the car and go in, or are you going to ask them to take you back?
I'm gonna go in.
Okay. You walk in through the door as you can hear the car gravel underneath, like beginning to drive away as you step in. And there is just a worker there that greets you and seems to be expecting you as you make your way over. You see your mom and dad already like sitting down outside in the hall. And they come and talk to you and greet you as well. It seems like they've already had some time, but has been asked to not to crowd around while you come to visit as well.
Is Yara awake?
She's not, but, all life signs look good. There's color in her skin again.
Have they given any sort of prognosis?
It seems like they're just purging whatever was in her system and making her normal again. I didn't really understand all the doctor talk.
Has he shown up?
Rook? Yes. He just left for a moment, but he said he would be by to see you before you left.
What'd you make of him?
He seemed like a nice fellow.
Did he give any indication of knowing that this had happened, or what led to it?
Conversation was cut a bit short. He had to take a call.
I see.
But he promised to be back, so...
I guess I've got to talk with him in the near future.
I suppose so. Did you want to see her? Or did you want to wait?
I'd like to see her. Just to see for myself that she's doing okay.
Your mom and dad give you a hug again, and your dad breaks first and walks off to see if he can find a nurse so that she can escort you in. And yeah, he finds one very quickly. They're all very attentive here. And yeah, you walk in. The nurse closes the door gently behind. There's like an entire side of the wall is like for medical stuff, and then another the other wall that's like at an angle from the door entrance is all for like personalized things and comfort. But it seems like none of the personal stuff has been touched. There is a window that you can see has digitized in its view and is showing right now this very calm, serene outside with like a sun that's just peeking through the curtain. You know it's fake, but it's a nice scene to maybe wake up to. And yeah, Yara is in patient's clothing, tucked away, hands above the blanket. There are no like tubes or anything. There are some wires on her just to keep watch on her vitals. But it seems like she's breathing normally, and like your dad said, there's color in her skin again.
So this wall of like personal comfort items, is that like things that belong to her to bring her comfort, or is it just like generic stuff?
It seems to be like a mix. There seems to be stuff that's definitely provided by the hospital, but it seems like your parents have brought some stuff over too.
Any photos?
No. Would your parents bring photos? There definitely wouldn't be any from Rook.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at. Okay.
Yeah.
She's gonna kind of sit on the edge of Yara's bed and brush some of her rainbow dyed hair out of her face and just hold her hand for a minute.
Yeah. And even in this scene, it seems like you can't catch a break. You hear a knock at the door. The nurse gently opens to peek in and closes it again and walks up to you and says, I apologize for cutting this short, but Mr. Batin is available for you if you'd like to speak with him.
I think it would be best. Is she really doing okay?
All of her vital signs are showing in the clear. It seems the worst of it, at the very least, is over. So, unless something unexpected happens, which we don't ever expect, you see her making a full recovery.
Thank you.
Of course.
She's gonna stand up and like kiss her sister's forehead and head out into the hall.
Yeah, you see your mom and dad talking with a very well-dressed man. He has they're like light gray pants that actually like shimmer in a different light to like to turn like silver. They're like almost like metallic colored pants that are like brown and silver at the same time. Everything he's wearing is like very, very chic, very clean. Nice button down shirt that's tucked into their pants. Yeah. Like everything about this guy is like screaming fashion and money.
Ooh, gee.
He takes off his sunglasses and puts one of the ears like into the shirt so it hangs there. and you can see him for the first time. Mr. Rukbotem. Hello. It is nice to finally meet you. He
I guess
offers
I
a
owe
hand
you
to
an
shake.
apology. As she takes his hand. I'm sorry for how I spoke to you.
Oh, so the texts were really from you then?
Yes.
You have 2 numbers?
I had mine and I had my friends.
Yeah, well, that is understandable. I would very much please ask that you delete it. It is... You actually contacted me. It is my business number.
Well, I'll make sure to get rid of that, I guess.
Under more welcoming circumstances, I would be happy to have offered my personal one, but Yara and I had a falling out.
That much I gathered. May I ask what it was about?
She was very concerned about how she was going to make a name for herself. And while I could give her all the assurances that I could, something was catching her. If she cannot believe her own partner, then I don't know what point there was for me to be around. So I ended things.
She wanted to make a name for herself? That's new. I knew she was trying her best at work, but...
It seemed like more so the achievement than the actual goal for success. Knowing that she could prove to everyone that she could do it.
Here I thought she was still obsessed with getting married.
Oh, she was very obsessed with getting married.
Aw.
But we had those conversations, but I could not help all of her.
Do you know what she was working on?
She was very much trying to start her own line. Become a designer. Maybe I had influenced her in that aspect. But she was good at it. I didn't see her failing. With the right backers and with the right advertising, she could have been a household name on the Sky Layer.
I wonder what changed.
She wouldn't let me help her. And she didn't believe it when I told her she could. How is a partner supposed to react to that? I understand this is all very heavy, but I think the context is a little allowable for the moment. I know you want the answers.
Just want to know why she would do this. If she did it to herself, that is. I don't want to think that she did it to herself, but she was under that much stress.
Well,
And
I mean, it seems like it is something that she went back to. Not addicted, but every now and then. Maybe once every 4, 5, 6 months. It'd be like a quick vacation. It is how she coped with it every day, I guess. Have you ever seen this woman take a vacation? I have not.
I guess not since we were in high school.
Well, I suppose it's now. It's all catching up to it.
I guess in some ways she and I both have the same work ethic. Just
Please take
different
a
paths.
vacation.
I can't afford to take a vacation.
How much do you need?
No,
That's nice.
No.
Aww.
It's very nice of you, but it's fine. I think there are some things she and I need to discuss. I just need her to wake up. I know.
It is a little touching. She talked about you quite often, actually. More worried than anything.
I did find a box of photos. I didn't realize how much she was obsessing with my life.
Yeah,
She should have been focusing on her own.
that is what I was telling her too. But she had so many pressures in her life, and she just saw her as your younger sister always. Never growing up, but that's no way to look at family. You have to evolve
Yes.
together. At least I think so.
Lord knows she and I, we measured success differently. We're on completely different paths. We wanted different things.
She was just
I
very
just-
worried about bad things happening to you. She didn't want the same things that happened to her happen to you. She couldn't relate to your brothers, you know? Not in the same way.
I don't understand what bad things happened to her. I don't know what she was talking about.
Well,
It
that
is
is
part of
definitely
her
a
life
conversation for you and her.
Not something she shared with me. But we'll see. Gonna have to have a long talk. If you did all this for her, even though you weren't together, you must have cared about her quite a bit.
I did. I still do.
But
It's difficult.
she has her own demons to wrestle with first, before she should probably be with anyone.
That is true too. What am I supposed to do? I'm not her partner anymore, but I care.
You think if she got her shit together, you'd give her another chance?
No, too stubborn.
Stubborn? Her or you?
Does it matter?
No.
In reality, I do wish things had worked out, but it feels like you only know part of a person. Can't really move forward.
I can respect that.
So, my apologies for ignoring you earlier. I thought you were just some person who randomly found my number. But I'm glad I at least checked. Just to make sure.
Glad to. And I don't know how we're ever going to repay you for this.
This is not your debt. So don't worry about it.
Xenika's gonna do something a bit out of character for her, and she's actually gonna like. How tall is this guy?
He's like 6'2".
Yeah, she's gonna like hug him around the waist because she's nowhere near that tall.
You're not like 3 feet tall, though, right? You're like
No, but, like,
average.
She's still like shorter than his shoulders, so
Yeah.
And you'd have to go
Like,
around his trunk,
yeah.
like his rib cage.
Ah, well, yes, okay. Cool. And he hugs you back after that.
Cool.
Sick as hell.
Sick. I love it.
Well, for the time being, I'm not sure if they told you, but guest rooms are across the hall from the patient, so you and your family should have each your own rooms to stay here if you'd like, as long as you want. Meals are, of course, delivered at your request, and once she is better, she's free to leave at any point she'd like. So, if you need anything else from us, just ring the nurse.
Thank you.
And I really wasn't joking about the vacation. Please take a vacation. It's seriously going to catch up to you.
I'll try. Maybe at some point.
If you would like to leave the facility, of course, please register with the nurses. They will be able to help you, and you should be able to come in and out at your leisure. Of course, that does mean that I will have your information on it.
That's fine. I'm not hiding from anyone.
I always like to let people know.
Is this hospital really just dedicated to your family?
Yes. He gives you like do you think this is a joke? Like kind of look?
Do all people not have just their own personal family hospitals?
No, it's not like that. It's more like, do you think I set up this elaborate place just to kidnap you and your family?
Oh, I see.
Right? Like, this is so much money just to kidnap or like do something sinister.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, I could have just kidnapped you.
Yeah. Like, he has the money.
Mhm.
If he wanted to be
could've
evil, he
probably
would have
just had
done
me
it.
killed. Yeah. It's just this much money is not something I'm familiar with.
I understand. I was in your shoes not 4 decades ago.
You're that old? You don't look it.
Thank you. I have the latest lotions. Would you like some? I can have some delivered to your house, now that I know where you live.
I'm good. Thank you.
Very good. Then I'll be off.
Alright.
He immediately looks at his phone and takes a call. He begins speaking in a language that you don't understand. My question to you is, before we wrap, and thank you everyone for staying a few extra minutes here, would you actually register with the front, or would you just know that your sister's okay and then leave and not come back?
Oh no, I'd register.
Okay. You register with the front desk, and not 5 minutes later, you get a notification from your bank.
From my bank?
Mm-hmm.
What has he done?
Aggressive.
I'd like you to roll
Yeah.
1d100.
I suspect, but I don't want to say for sure.
Why is
Someone else can pay for things.
There isn't a D100 option.
/roll 1d100.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, sorry, I stuttered there a little bit.
The /D or /R?
R,
Slash
I'm
roll.
an idiot.
Space
Slash
1d100.
There we go. Ooh.
You get a bank notification that says unknown sender has deposited 35,000 credits.
Yep.
And the explanation is spontaneous vacation.
Aww.
She pinches the bridge of her nose because she knows she probably can't successfully send it back.
That's sweet. That's sweet.
She's so not using it for vacation though.
Ooh, what magic items can I buy now? So please add 35,000 credits into your account. And to wrap up, you go back into the room with your sister, sitting at her side before it's time to sleep. Would you sleep in the guest room that's offered to you, or would you sleep at her side?
I'd sleep at her side.
Okay, yeah, you fall asleep there as the digital image of the sun also goes to bed, and like a full moon shines through the fake window. As we also see Shell dropping Darwin off at the end of the night, and smash cut again to Shell driving into their garage and just sitting in their car as the elevator takes their car up to their penthouse. And we end the session here as we begin a whole new week. Next time
Now I am
on
the
Stargazers.
Yahoo!
now I'm the only poor.
That's not true. Rita's gonna be back next week.
Reason.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, thank goodness. I thought I was the only one. Also, who do you think you are? Making me like this guy.
He's a doll.
I wanted to hate him so bad, and now you make me like him? Who do you think?
He's literally the
You
best
are-
rich man.
How dare you make me like this person? How dare?
Anyways, that was the
Oh.
session. Thanks for playing, guys. Sorry, Xenika, what did you have?
Oh, I was just saying, my credits maxed out. Do we have to do anything with that?
Oh, were you not able to put everything in?
It just
Dang.
maxed out at 10,000.
Oh,
Imagine being so
you have
rich
to
that-
edit your tracker to increase the maximum. Would you like me to do that for you?
Tracker
I
can't
think I figured it.
keep track.
Okay.
One sec.
Anyways, thanks for playing, guys, and thank you to everyone who watched and listened in. Hope you had some fun. This and the last episode were very emotionally heavy, and I love it. This is where I want to be. This is where I want to be.
Fun. I got to be a little saucer today, just a little bit, just a tiny little bit, but it was still fun.
I'm just glad to be here.
Not being a bully.
Just you seeing the 3P on the desk and just quietly muttering yourself, noob. Just
Yeah,
right
like,
there. So
fucking-
good. God. Yeah, anyways, thank you guys for playing, and we'll see you guys next time. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night. Good night.